Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel, and today I want to show you my phone collection. So in the past, like almost 10 years, I've had a lot of different kind of cell phones, and I came across them the other day and I thought it would be fun to share them with you because there are so many different types and a lot of you will recognize the types that we had. So yeah, let's get started. So when I was around 13, I got my first phone, and it was this one, a Sony Ericsson. I don't know all the types, but this was the phone. You can see that it broke because in the screen, and that's why it didn't work anymore. I had stickers on the back. I put number 1 on it, so I know which one I got first. Holding it in your hand, it's strange. It's too small nowadays. Like, I can remember that it was big because you had to fit it in your pocket. Ah, it's so small. Hello? Then the number 2 is this one. So a lot of you might remember these because they were a big hype back in the day. And that were these like snapping, these, how do you call them? Like those clap thingies. When somebody would call you or you got a message, it would be in the screen right here. So funny. Also an LG. And then you would just like pick up like, hello. And then when you were done, you would just like, do this. Oh. Then number 3 came around, and that was this one. Also an LG. I have had a lot of LGs, I guess. But it was this one that you would like swipe up. And the only thing you would do was like looking around and just doing this all the time. I loved it. I can remember the moment that I got these. Well, like we were heading out with the car somewhere, and like the postman came, so I received the box and I was opening it in the car, and I was so happy because this is like one of my favorite colors. It was such a cool thing to have, like one of these. Then number 4, also an LG by the way, and this was one with a keyboard. So maybe you can recognize it. Maybe you guys had one of these as well. So whenever you wanted to send like a text message to somebody, you always had to use the keyboard. I loved it personally. Like you would do this all the time. It was like playing like on the like a Game Boy or anything like that back in the day. I can remember that with this phone I was able to go on the internet, and the only thing I could do was like Twitter, like very simple version of Twitter. It was absolutely insanely funny. So then I have this one. It's a Siemens one from Vodafone, and this is not mine. I don't remember where along the line, but there was a certain moment where one of my phones broke and I had to use a different one. So then my aunt said that I could use this one. So I've used this for a while. You could barely do anything. It was like a almost black and white screen, text message and calling. Like that was the only thing we did back then. So it's so crazy to think what we're able to do on our phones right now. Like this was just sending messages and text messages and calling. And then my very first smartphone, and had to say an HTC. I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's this one. It's also very small. It's crazy to think that this was what I used to like send messages. It's such a small phone looking like the next one. It was so funny, like the first phone that we could use for WhatsApp, and it was having a touch screen. It was the first one, and I can remember a friend of mine that had this one as well, and it was our first, and it was so much fun. And then the one quite recent is the Samsung, and I really like Samsung. It's the Galaxy S3, I guess, if I can remember. It's not the one that I use now. I use an iPhone now. But yeah, this was like the big like hand-sized one. Looking at this, oh man, it's so funny. Look at this. I love this phone. It was one of my favorites. And right now I'm having the iPhone 5S, and I have to say I'm not really a fan of iPhone, so I probably go back to a Samsung later on. So this is the one that I use now, and this was the previous one. Look at the size difference. Oh my goodness, guys. I love the big one, so I really want to have a big one again. So that's it for this video, you guys. I thought it was fun to just share this with you. It's my collection. I never want to throw them away, and I probably never will sell any of them. I love having them. Like that's my thing, my hobby. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So bye bye guys.